Okay, like who missed me? You did. I'm back. Okay, I'm back. And today's video is kind of about career I guess career counseling. So it's about the tips that I believe got me my internship, my cybersecurity internship role at a company in the US. So you know how you ask someone how they did something and they're like, thank God, was God's grace by the hand of God. I mean, that's true, right? But then they don't actually tell you anything. This is not one of those videos, okay? These are actually things that I did that I believe led me to where I am right now. So if you're interested, stick around, okay? So I'm gonna try and keep it short and sweet because we're all busy people, you know, and this week has been hard. Anyways. So one of the first things was researching the school you want to go to. So right now I'm in I'm doing my graduate school. And so before I chose my university, I researched, so I knew I wanted to go into IT, information security, information technology. What? Anyways, uh, so I was researching schools that have that are good in my career, that have opportunities for students like me in my career path, right? So some schools are known to be like, schools for literal arts or good schools for like business. So the school I chose, the University of Texas at Dallas, they are really good in the IT field. They don't have a lot of what's it called, practical classes or technical classes where you actually practice the skills. They do have some, but they are really good at placing students for internships, which is what I really wanted. I wanted to have that foot in the door, something that will help me stand out when I do need a full-time job. So that's why I chose that one. Okay, so you have to research the school you research the best school for what you want to study. Okay, so if you've done that, if you've done your research on the school, you know what you were looking for in a school and you found that in a school, right? Next, you want to research on, so whatever you want to do, be it acting or dancing, you have to do some background searches on like what people that are successful in that career do. Okay, so I'm going to use myself as an example, right? So I'm concentrating on the cybersecurity field in IT, right? And people that are successful, like professionals in this field, they have certifications. Okay, they have apart from certifications, they do have skills in different softwares that cybersecurity companies would need. Okay, so I did that. So I found out CompTIA security. I'm just throwing out names, you might not know them, but these are like certifications in my field for like examples, right? So security plus I got my AWS solutions architect certification. I really think that was one of the things that helped me stand out, not only to my internships, but also like in school. Because I also got offered a teaching assistant job. If you want to know more on that, check my last video. I talked a bit on that. So certifications in the US mainly just help you stand out. Like it's something to always have on your resume. And for the skills part, I researched the softwares that were used in my field. So for example, Wireshark. So I would because it's free. So I didn't have to pay to download it on my laptop. So I would download it and practice it. So things that I know that companies would want me to know, I would practice it. I open like a Google Doc and I will write down every step I took. That would come into play later. Okay. All right. So the third thing, I know I mentioned, practicing the skills and making sure you're documenting what you're practicing so you can actually remember them. Okay. So when you do get that internship by the grace of God. When you do get that internship, right, and you are sorry, not internship, when you do get invited for an interview, those projects, those steps you wrote down, that's what you should talk about. I used to make the mistake of like when they ask you, oh, tell me about yourself. Start talking about where I'm from, how many languages I can speak, random things. But no, that tell me about yourself part. I mean, so the first things first, you need to have an elevator pitch. Okay, that's roughly 30 seconds of you being able to sell yourself. Introducing yourself, saying, so if you're talking to someone that I guess maybe a professional that you met randomly, like a bar or something. Elevator pitch that you would give them would be your name, certifications you have, why you believe you're qualified for a job, kind of just like I don't like how so it's like the best 30 seconds you've ever had to sell yourself. Not lying, but like using the things you actually have. So when you go for an interview, you will need to have that elevator pitch, right? And you will also need to the documentation of things of the skills you have step by step. Say that to them when they ask you, tell me about yourself after your elevator pitch. Like, oh, these are the projects I've worked on, and this is what I did in that project. So they actually would ask you questions on that project, and because you did the project, right? You should have done it. Because you did the project, you would be able to answer the questions. So that's important. Okay, so you said research on the school. You've said research on your career path, research on what successful professionals would have. We've also said building your skills. The next thing you want to do is putting all those things, except the school part, of course. I mean, yes, you put your school on your resume, but not the research you did on your school. You put all those things, like even like the research you did on your field. Like, of course, you research why you like your field and what draws you to your field. All that, find a way to put that in your resume. Okay. I could do a video on resumes if you guys want later on. An example of my resume. But what was I gonna say? Snap. You should put that all in your resume, okay? And so there are different resumes for different careers. So don't just use one if you're like in I guess in medicine and use one that your friend who is in accounting has. Don't use the same format. The different formats, that's what I'm trying to say, right? And then you want to be on LinkedIn, okay? You should no excuses. You should be on LinkedIn, okay? You have yourself 3 followers. Try and find a way to increase your connections on LinkedIn. Because that's where I found my job. So I'm working. I never actually said the company. I never actually said the company's name. I'm working on my rapping skills. It's coming. I think I've improved, but yeah, I got a job with Trend Micro. So they are a cybersecurity firm in the US, and I found the job posting on LinkedIn. So you want to be on LinkedIn. It's very resourceful. Okay, so the last one, the 5th tip, is a bit different from the rest. All the rest, it's things that depend on you mostly, but the 5th one is networking, and that goes beyond you. Okay, because the truth of the matter is you need people to get a job. Fun fact, at my internship right now, we started off being 15. I think 7 people, majority. Is that majority? That's majority. 7 people found out about the internship through someone else. They were like invited to apply. Not like me that I saw it on LinkedIn and I applied by myself. Others were referred to the program by people that they knew. Some of them had already been in the program. Some had heard about it. What is my point? My point is that you need to talk to people. Like, if you want to get a job, talk to people that you know could help you. I'm not saying don't talk to everybody else, but you never, honestly, like, literally, you never know who could help you. Kid you not. Apart from that, like also if your school has networking events, that's why I said research the school. Schools that are focused on a field would have events cater to students in that field to help you propagate your career, you know? So yeah, you want to network as much as you can. That's why I also say have that elevator pitch handy. So when you are networking, you have something to say. Okay, just so you know, it is hard. Well, if you're an extrovert, I guess, but for me and for most people I know, it's not easy to like always put yourself out there and ready to go. Just know that it's worth it, and using all these tips by the grace of God, um, when you do get that internship, when you do get that interview, it would also require you to be able to speak up, because sometimes these companies, they can teach you hard skills, meaning like technical skills. Do you know how to code? For those in IT, do you know how to use blah 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 software? But soft skills like communication, which can be learned, okay? So don't freak out. You're good. Even if you can't communicate well now, you can keep practicing. So those soft skills, being able to talk, being able to work in groups, those things are important, right? So networking helps you get there, helps you learn to put yourself out. So yeah, those are the 5 tips. I hope that I really hope that helped. If you have any questions on any of them, please let me know. Thank you again for coming back. I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye.
You got that something that can't be seen. You got that one thing.